everything. We'll distribute to you that you feel.
Sure.
Let me smile. I don't think it looks so sad.
I was just looking for something besides the top of your head.
Ten seconds. Good afternoon. My name is David Westrick. I'm the new PIO for San Benito County. I'm here today with news information, an update for our COVID-19 crisis here in our own locale. A couple of ground rules before we begin. We do have a number of elected officials and public officials that are here with us, and we are going to allow some questions at the very end of it. Before that, though, we'd like to present some facts. Today we will have a press release that we will give out to everyone. We're actually sending that out via email now. But we'll also introduce an order that Dr. Marty will actually explain to you in a second. To update you, early February, we had 2 cases of COVID-19. Those 2 patients have since recovered. A few days ago, we reported that we had another positive case in our county. Today, again, we'll be talking about a order that should mimic the 7 counties around us, and a public or a press release that we're going to put out here in a minute. Again, we do have questions at the end, and we'll allow those for again. So, Doctor?
Thank you very much. Thank you for all being here today. I appreciate the support by all those involved with the cities and the county of San Benito. As you know, the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, continues to expand throughout our world. We've seen on the news constantly of the increasing cases in other countries in Europe and in Asia, and in our own country, the numbers of cases have increased very quickly, exponentially. In that regard, today, in union and with our counties next to us, we would like to issue an order which is similar to what was issued by the 7 counties in the Bay Area recently. And in order to do this, we basically are going to issue the same order in order to stem the spread of coronavirus, of the COVID-19. And why are we doing this? Well, up until now, we've been trying to ask people to wash their hands, to watch how far away from each other they are at work, in their workplaces and in their businesses. But we feel like we need to take the next step. And the next step is more than just washing their hands. We have to separate people a little bit more. Specifically, we need to keep people in their homes, and that's why this is a shelter-in-place order. And it basically will keep people at home and only allow people to go out in order to do the essential services that they will need. So you can go out and shop, you can go to your doctors, you can go take a walk, you can walk your dog, you can go get some exercise. But otherwise, we want people that are not in essential services to stay sheltered in place in their home. The order will take place and go into effect as of midnight tonight, and we're looking at this to extend until the 7th of April. Again, this is in conjunction with the other Bay Area counties. And I say this because even though we haven't had as many cases in San Benito County up until now, there have been numerous cases and evidence of extensive community-wide spread in Santa Clara County and other counties. And these counties are in close proximity to us, and people are leaving our county in San Benito on a daily basis to work and play and shop in Santa Clara County and coming back. So again, there's the increased risk for people to be exposed in other counties and then come back into this county. This is a mandatory order, And as I said, people really have to work together in order to make this happen. So the best everyone can do is to try and stay at home and just go out in order so you can go shopping. The essential services will be open for shopping so that you can go to your doctor's appointments. Government offices will be open, and other essential services. And even those that are working in those essential services need to maintain their distances of 6 feet or more and follow the hygienic guidelines that we have put in place. Now, we have said that we had, as mentioned, that we had initially 2 cases that were travel-related in our county early on in February, and those have resolved. We recently had a case that we reported, and that case, again, is resolving also. But today, I would like to report that we have a new case of novel coronavirus, COVID-19, that we just identified this morning. This individual is a resident of Hollister, is a 42-year-old man who appears to have been exposed during his work in Santa Clara County, but lives here in our community in Hollister. He is currently isolated in his residence. We don't seem to see any other potential for exposure in this community in Hollister, and we are working very closely with Santa Clara County in order to give them the information that we have so that they can investigate additional potential exposures that may have occurred during this individual's working time. Again, I just want to reiterate the fact that this is a necessary step. Although it may seem extreme, it's something that we need to do so that we will remain a county that doesn't have many cases, so that we can protect our community, so that you can protect your families and your neighbors in the places that you live and work. Right now, it's important that we all follow these orders, and then we hope that we will indeed remain with very few cases. We continue to work very hard in public health and in many of the other departments to identify and to keep any of these cases from spreading any further. So as I said, we had initially 2 cases, one identified recently and a new case that I'm announcing today, again, who is a resident of Hollister and is isolated, should pose no risk to anyone. So at this point, I want to end my comments and again remind everybody that we want to work with the community and to hopefully keep everybody safe, but not disconnecting you from your families and your community. We don't want you to be isolated in your homes. We want you to be able to go out, do your shopping, go out, get some exercise, walk your dog, but again, always maintain that social distancing of about 6 feet. Remember to wash your hands and clean surfaces as much as you possibly can. So with that, I'll thank you, and we'll take questions at the end.
So I want to talk about some resources and also explain some of the exemptions because I think it's important to have some clarity. Some of the resources we have here locally are 211. You can actually call 211 and receive really good information on resources for COVID-19 and other things that are related to that. Our own website, Public Health, is putting together a frequently asked questions that should be out today, that should be in English and Spanish, about this specific thing. But I also want to go real quickly over some of the essential activities as defined, and sort of read those off so you understand and you ask some questions later. So, as defined, essential activities, exemptions to shelter in place, include tasks essential to maintain health and safety, to obtain medicine, or seeing a doctor, getting necessary services for supplies for themselves, their family, household, such as food, medicine, or pet food, all the supplies you need to stay home. Engage in outdoor activities such as walking, hiking, running, provided that at least 6 feet of social distancing is maintained, is perfectly fine, so get your exercise. Performing work providing essential services at essential businesses and essential government functions, and we'll get to that in a second. Caring for a family member or another household. Caring for the minors, dependents, or persons with disabilities, other vulnerable people. Exemptions. Exemptions in business are health operations, including home health workers, essential infrastructure, including construction of housing or operational of public transportation and utilities, grocery stores, businesses that provide necessities of life for economically disadvantaged individuals in shelter facilities, pharmacies, healthcare supply stores, healthcare facilities, gas stations and auto repair facilities, banks, garbage collection, hardware stores, plumbers, electricians, and service providers necessary to maintain the safety, sanitation, and essential operation of residences and essential businesses. Educational institutions for the purposes of facilitating distance learning, laundromats, childcare facilities, and many more of this, such as payroll and similar activities. Government functions, those include all services needed to ensure the continued operation of government agencies to provide for health, safety, and welfare of the public. Again, this order, signed today by our county health officer, supersedes all orders and all messaging prior to this. At this time, we'd like to open it up for questions. We have a number of elected officials here, and we also have a number of experts in the field as well. So we'll take this, we have about 10 minutes we can do that in.
How will the shelter in place be enforced, and or will there be fines if people are found?
Sure.
Will there be arrests or anything like that? How extensive will be enforcement?
So you can read the question, please?
Sure, the question is, how will these orders be enforced? Will there be fines? And what level of enforcement will there be, if I'm correct? My name is Eric Taylor. I'm the operations captain for the San Benito County Sheriff's Office, here to speak on matters of public safety. So the intent of the Sheriff's Office, so there's government code and health and safety code that kind of defer the enforcement to the sheriff and police chiefs under this order that would be affected. So it's the intent of our Sheriff's Office, and I'm sure of our partners at the Hollister Police Department, that we don't want this to be a heavily weighted in enforcement as far as criminal enforcement of this order. So outside of enforcement, we really are appealing to the community to make this more of a consensual deal and make sure that for everyone's health and safety, and really for the safety of your family and of everybody around our community, that this is a consensual thing that people are choosing to do. If we are called and if we are asked to take some type of enforcement, we do have the authority to do that. It's a misdemeanor under the code to violate this order. I will tell you that it is not the intent of the Sheriff's Office to start taking people into custody. That's absolutely against what this is trying to do. We're trying to get people to stay together, sheltered in place with their own family. But if there are matters of public concern, if there are issues that are arising, if the community feels that people are not complying with this order, they can call law enforcement, they can call public health. And we'll try every remedy that we can find that's the least intrusive for people, but we're really looking for compliance, not enforcement at this time. So some of the things that have come up is people are asking, you know, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and someone's walking downtown, or if someone's traversing one of our highways, are we going to be really like stopping people and asking what their intentions are? And the answer is no. We'll just respond to things if it becomes necessary, but that's not the intent.
What about churches and religious organizations?
So the question is, what about churches' regulations? So that's the exemption. There's no exemptions for churches, so no large gatherings at all. They're not exempt. Any other questions? I think our elected officials would like to make some statements. So if you could go ahead and start with this, Mayor, or actually the chair.
Thank you, Dave. Steve Wistrick. I'm sorry, Dave Wistrick. I really do appreciate that we are here today. I just want to give a little information to the public that yesterday at the Board of Supervisors, in conjunction with the Health Department Director Marty, have agreed to push forward on a shelter in place in the best interest of the community and to make sure that we don't spread the coronavirus. Also, the Board of Supervisors yesterday allocated up to $1 million to assist and help the members of the community to make sure that we can provide any means necessary to work with our community, and it's very important. And again, we hired an information officer, which will, all information, any contacts from the members of the public should be addressed, and this will allow the ability for information to be flowed, processed and expediently and correct from the public and all the government agencies. I also like to give thanks to our mayor, Mayor Ignacio Velasquez, for being here and sharing this moment today, and Mary also from City of San Juan Bautista, thank you for being here. It is important that we show unity together and we provide the same message to the community. And again, it is very important that we practice the best way to eliminate the corona's 9, because we're just starting. And I, as myself, have a safety pre-existing condition. It's important the entire community work together and continue to address these issues and depend on our experts, the health department and our public information officer in both sister cities, that we can work together on giving a concise and smooth message. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the mayor of City of Hollister, Ignacio Velasquez. I want to thank all of our partners, the County of San Benito, the City of San Juan Bautista, our health department, and our hospitals. As you know, this is a very serious issue that we've been stressing for the past few weeks, efforts to try to contain this. Now, the rules that the City of Hollister passed last night will now be superseded by this new order, and this will be countywide. It's very important to understand we are now going to work as one set of rules throughout the county, which will make a large difference. They are more stringent, and I don't want people to panic. It's important for all of us to keep working together in a safe manner so we can beat this virus. I will continue to stress that this is not a hoax. This is not a joke. This is something we have to continue to work diligently to beat. We're working together, and I'm asking the chair of the county, the mayor of San Juan Bautista, to continue meeting together on every other day, at least through phone calls, and work with our staff to continue to get information out to the public. Information is vital to the public. I want the public to understand we will continue to get information out to you, keep doing posts, let you know what is going on. As I said in the past, together we can beat this virus, and we all need you to understand not to try to find ways around these rules, but how do you help our community to beat this? And again, I'm thankful for our chair and our mayor, San Juan Bautista, the health department, all others that have been actively involved in this, and we will beat this, so thank you all.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone that is here today, Dr. Marty, our new health officer, Tracy, all of us that are here today. I think it's very important that we all stay in close contact, as our mayor, Ignacio, has said. And just to let everyone know, in our community, we are going to have our city council meeting this evening at 6 o'clock. And we will announce the state of emergency, and we will go into closed session after our meeting. But as Mayor Ignacio has said, it's essential that we all stay close, that we not panic, that we follow direction, and we're not doing this out of fear or anything. It's out of trying to keep everybody safe, and there are a lot of people that have health issues, and we need to be careful and just be compliant with everything that we have put in place. Thank you.
Thank you, mayors and chair. So to close the summary of this today, two things. We have a new case the doctor informed us about. We have a new order. This order supersedes all messaging orders prior to that. It's countywide. Some of those things that are different than the ones in the previous messaging. So if you have a question, especially for the press, we can provide a copy to that for you, no problem. And thank you very much. The intent is to actually have regular briefings if we can, and we will advise of the schedule of those briefings. Thank you very much.